Good afternoon, Anne Arundel County. Good afternoon, America. Welcome to the 31st edition of Promoting Don't Get Fooled Again with Class. The name of our production company is the Glen Burnie Players. My name is Anthony Bynum. I'm your host. These are exciting times here in Anne Arundel County, and we're going to talk about some of those exciting times in just a moment. We want to make a couple of announcements very, very quickly. First of all, next weekend, the weekend of the 18th of November, we will not be having a show. So if you get the opportunity, maybe you can check out an archived edition. One of the exciting things that's going on right now is we're working with another possible affiliate. They are called Amherst Media. They are at Amherst, Massachusetts. They have a great cable access station and other media outlets up there. So we're working with them to see if we can have the show, distributed up there also. I hope so. That would be a big, big boost. The show that we sent them is episode 9, The Spelling Bee. That's the one that's currently playing on our AAC TV right here in Anne Arundel County. You can also catch it if you haven't on at Anthony Bynum 1948. That's the YouTube channel. If you haven't seen the show, please do check it out. Every little bit helps. Okay, very good. Now, also, there are other very important things going on too, but we want to start off by talking about today's show. So we want to give credit where credit is due. As we have in the past, we are using Wikipedia. But in addition to Wikipedia, we have a couple of other sources here. One of them is the Iron and Air magazine, and also the Poem Hunter. Okay. Let's start off with our first person. We're going to do a little bit of a screen share, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Screen share, push the button there. Okay. So I did not know about this person until last week. I just had not heard of her. And that's part of the beauties of life, because so many great people out there, so many great people. And doing what we do here, we get a chance to learn about great people. I was working with the Greater Ferndale Civic Community Association last week, doing some holiday wreaths, that kind of thing, down there by the light rail. And one of the members told me about this person, who rode motorcycle over 100 years ago. So let me tell you the story. She was born Betsy Patrice White, but she became known as Bessie Stringfield. She was born either 1911 or 1912. Birth date is not clear, but she died February 16th, 1993. So she lived a long time. So here's what we know. There are two accounts of Bessie. One account was that she was born in North Carolina in 1912. But the other account that she tells is that she was born actually in Jamaica. Her father was Jamaican, but her mother was Dutch. Now, in one account, in this account that she tells, she was orphaned fairly early on after the family moved to Massachusetts, and she was adopted by an Irish woman who, raised her as her own. What we know is that she taught herself how to ride a motorcycle, and she was good. She was real good. So if you look at some of the pictures here, the motorcycle of choice for her was the biggest motorcycle company of its day at that time. And that was the Indian Motorcycle Company. Harley Davidson was around also. They competed for primacy in the making of motorcycles. There's a long story behind that I saw on the History Channel about machines that made America. But this is not about machines that made America. This is about the motorcycle queen of Miami. Yes, Bessie Stringfield. She rode across country, United States, like 4 times, maybe even 5 times. It's all documented. She actually worked during World War II for the U.S. Army carrying important documents from one base to another. It was stateside service, but still, it's pretty impressive. I mean, pretty impressive. Now, again, this is the Jim Crow era, so nobody was going out of the way to help her out. But you can see from these pictures here that she lived life to the fullest. In fact, people reached out to her. I'm going to try to see if I can scan down a little bit. But one of these pictures, you're going to see a picture of Sally Ride, the famous astronaut. I think that's her right there. Yeah, you can see her right there, see the mouse. And there's another picture of her and Jay Leno. Jay Leno is also known as a motorhead. He loves cars, he loves machines, anything with power. And there's a picture of Jay Leno in here years ago. Again, it's in here somewhere. I know that just turned blue. I'll go away in a second. Let's see if I can find good old Jay. There it is right there. Okay. That's her right there with Jay Leno, sometime in the 1990s. Yeah, quite an accomplishment, quite an accomplished person, in my opinion. Oh, there's another one. The Jay. So, anyway, I'm so happy to embrace this fine bit of history. I've never been a motorcycle type person. I prefer doors, but I understand the whole thing about freedom and the wind blowing in your hair and you're making that noise and that power, feeling it right there. So I understand. My hat is off to the queen of motorcycle queen of Miami. My hat is off to her. Definitely. All right, we're going to stop sharing and we're going to move on to, actually, before we stop that, I'm going to prepare for the next slide. And then we'll stop sharing. Okay. Something of consequence regarding Anne Arundel County. Let's talk about Glen Burnie High School. So it's located 7550. Oh, let's go to the screen share. Go to the videotape. I think that was Warner Wolf, right? All right. Perfect. It's located 7550 B&A Boulevard in Glen Burnie. And it has a century of history under its belt. In fact, the school was actually founded in 1923. So this is the anniversary year, the 100th anniversary. The school started off with a freshman and a sophomore class. They had a couple of students. And they were actually located over there at the Richard Henry Lee Elementary School. The following year, they moved to another old elementary school located over there on First Avenue Southwest in Glen Burnie. Again, the following year, 1924. But it was incorporated by the Maryland Board of Education. I think that was actually 1924. Prior to that, there was only one high school in Anne Arundel County. It was actually in Annapolis. Now, by 1931, they had the property they needed, and they started building. But these things take a while, right? So now it's essentially a campus type of school with different buildings, lots of different buildings. I saw somewhere where they have a Glen Burnie Hall of Fame. So, it's the real deal, right? And I happen to know someone who works over there. They're fine people over there trying to do a tough job. The mascot is a Gopher, remember that? And the current principal is Kevin Carr. So I want to move on from there. We're going to stop sharing. Because what I want to do next, I was looking for something that was appropriate since we were talking about Gophers. Remember that? So here is a poem. I received this from the Poetry Hunter, and it's called The Gopher. I woke up this morning. I slipped on my jeans. I looked out my window. A beautiful day it seemed. So I grabbed me a cup of coffee and had me another fill. Walk out to my pickup truck, but a gopher had ate my wheel. My wife said, "Would you look at that? It seems we need a cat." So I went to town and bought a cat. But the Gopher ate that. I said, I'll be. That Gopher's really mean, like none I'd ever seen. It seems he'll eat just about anything. I never heard of such a thing. So I went to town and bought a hound, the meanest one that I could found. Actually says fine, but sorry. I took him home and turned him loose. He'd catch that Gopher in time or caboose. The next day when I woke, the hound was not around. Under a tree was that Gopher, well fed and laying down. I went back to town and told that man, that Gopher, he ate my hound. I'm afraid I'll need something meaner than that. I want to take that Gopher down. The store clerk listened to my fate and said, you do have worries indeed. I'm afraid, my friend, you have found a Gopher who likes to feed. I kind of enjoyed that one. Yes, that's from the Poetry Hunter. I don't think it. Oh yeah, it was written by Bill Simmons. So thank you, Mr. Simmons, for that. Appreciate you. So some of the takeaways. The following weekend, we're not going to be having a show. We're working with Amherst Media on making them our next affiliate. And things are going well here in Anne Arundel County. So for everyone here at the Glen Burnie Players, my name again is Anthony Bynum. Until next time, bye-bye. Oh, we want to wish everyone, every soldier, every person who served in our military a happy, happy Veterans Day. We take our hats off to you. Okay. Now, till next time. Bye-bye.